Hey everyone, this is Tom from a company called Gamechanger Audio. I traveled here to Sweetwater all the way from Latvia, and I did that so that I can show you our product line. So our company name is Gamechanger Audio, and that might seem like an overconfident name for a company, but really it's there to remind ourselves what our mission is. Our mission is to release exciting musical instruments that people haven't seen before. We started a few years ago, and the company was founded by 4 co-owners who worked together to design this thing. This is called Plus Pedal, and it's a sustainer pedal for any musical instrument. And it's not only for guitar, it can be used with bass, acoustic guitar, cello, saxophone, you name it. The cool thing about it is that it's very natural sounding because it uses real-time audio sampling, and it's essentially a looper pedal, and any instrument will work with this. And you really have to think about this pedal as an extension of your instrument, and that's why we did it so that it looks like a piano pedal, because when you're playing the piano, you don't think about the pedal on a piano as a separate thing, it's part of the instrument. So this will be part of your instrument when you unlock all the hidden sounds that this has to offer. From there, our company moved on to this little guy. This is called Plasma Pedal, and when you run audio through it, it shoots a bolt of electricity. And that is because it transforms your audio signal into high voltage electrical discharge in this small tube which has a spark gap inside it. So you know how traditionally you have few types for distorting the sound. You have transistor clipping, you have diode clipping, vacuum clipping. Digital clipping is becoming more respected in this industry. And then in good old days you had punctured speakers for distorting sound. But actually there are so many different ways how you could distort the sound. And if you find a new way, it will immediately give you new sounds, new characters, new tastes. And that's what we did with the Plasma. Plasma is very high gain, very noisy, very broken sounding. And there are different rules with this pedal compared to other overdrive units. You don't tame it with reducing the gain. You tame it by blending in your clean signal, by setting where it starts to gate. Does it have a lot of sustain? Does it break up very soon? Different playing ground with this pedal. And because it really works great with full spectrum of audio signal, it works great not only on guitar, but on bass, on drums. And actually there were a few studio engineers who started routing their drums, like bass drum and snare drum, through this pedal. And it sounded really, really good. And that's why we decided, okay, we need to scale this product and do more. Since Plasma Pedal is good with different types of instruments, including synthesizers, we teamed up with a fellow Latvian company, Erika Synth, and designed this little fellow here called Plasma Drive, and we did the same Plasma sound just for Eurorack guys. You have the typical things that you would expect from a Eurorack module. It has CV control over different parameters, and the Eurorack has few tricks up its sleeve that the pedal doesn't have. It has octave up and octave down effects that you can trigger with control voltages, and it has extended control over the gain with input gain and voltage separated. And then we did this thing, which is the big daddy of them all, called Plasma Rack. So it's again the same Plasma sound, just we have expanded upon it with a lot of different controls and added effects. And in my opinion, this thing shines with drums. So you can turn your boring clean drums into this. The ring modulator that you heard on the drums is possible because of the lamps. And that's the thing about Plasma, it's a new technology and it offers new sounds that haven't been explored previously. The ring modulator is achieved by turning the lamps on and off very, very quickly. And because it's a different kind of ring modulator, it also sounds different. if you're gonna play a guitar through this ring modulator, it doesn't really matter if the ring modulator is out of tune to what you're playing on a guitar, it will still sound pretty good. So the plasma rack has even further expanded control over the gain. You have input gain, you have voltage, and then you have additional sustainer and oversaturate sections. And the gain scope on this thing is very, very huge. You can go from crazy gating effect to such crazy distortion where you can't even tell what is the source audio that you're sending through these. But again, the same as with pedal, you can tame these crazy sounds by blending them in. And my philosophy is that any crazy, any horrible, any disgusting sound can become a beautiful musical thing if you're blending it with something else and giving it a context. In addition to that, it also has extended control over EQ section. It has added tremolo and ring modulator effects, and it also has a pretty cool thing that we call clean gate. The thing about gating in Plasma is important, so we wanted to find a way how we can apply that special gating effect to the clean sound without having to listen to distortion, and that is something that the Plasma Rack can do. So on the back of this unit, you will have all the ins and outs that you would expect. It will take instrument level, line level. It has 3 effects loops that also work in line or instrument level. It has MIDI in, out, through. And talking about MIDI, you can hook up 2 devices like I have here and control 1 device with the first one. And it works through MIDI. So the upper unit is generating CC messages for the lower unit. In addition to that, it has an expression pedal input, which you can route to any knob on the front panel. And if you remember that ring modulator sound, if you imagine that controlling that with your foot, that's pretty exciting. For output, you have unbalanced out and XLR out. Even though some of our devices might feel like, crazy, funny toys, all of them at the same time are professional tools. You can take them on the road, you can use them in studio and rely on them, both from the perspective of the build quality and from the perspective of the problems that the products solve. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my quick overview of our product lineup. All of these products are available at Sweetwater, and if you have any further questions, please contact your Sweetwater sales engineer.